the man from down under with a little thunder, WWE and Pro Wrestling Hall of Famer Bushwhacker Luke. I hear something else comes from down under too. The Wrestling with Figs podcast with my mates Chris and James. You gotta tune into this great podcast because Chris and James will give you all the inside info. Whoa! Yay!
Welcome to another episode of the Wrestling with Figs podcast, episode 25. And this episode is called Test Shot, which I'll explain why a little bit later. But I'm your host, James Thomas, and joining me over from the east.
Over from the east is you, James, but I'm from the west. My name's Chris Maddock, and I'm the co-host of the Wrestling with Figs podcast. It's been a huge fortnight in the world of everything. James, what's been a highlight of your last 2 weeks?
Oh, the election, mate. I think I was really excited about that, and I love voting day, and I love going down there as a family and just standing in line and receiving bits of paper that innocent trees died because people want to promote their rubbish. Nah, all jokes aside, that wasn't my highlight of the week. Didn't really have one. Haven't really got one, to be honest.
Is your highlight coming up in merch perch later on?
Oh yeah, that's my highlight for sure.
Well, speaking of the election, a little image here for our viewers. There he is. There he is, the new Prime Minister of Australia, Anthony Albanese.
Albanese.
Interesting choice of photo. I reckon that actually makes him look older, the campaign photos. But I don't think it was surprising, the result. I thought it was pretty expected over here. West Australia, they're not happy with the Libs over here, mate. They have absolutely turned. I think only 2 Liberal members got elected in our state election out of about 50 seats. And about 4 or 5 federal ones got ousted over here in like really strong seats because old Mr. Morrison backed Clive Palmer when Clive Palmer tried to bring down the hard border that West Australia put up for COVID. And people were happy here. We're living like normal. And they tried to stop that, and it made it look really bad. So, well done, Mr. Albanese, and maybe he could be our next sponsor for the West Wrestling with Figs podcast. He's got plenty of cash at his disposal now.
Oh yeah, all printed fiat currency. You know, I reckon without getting too political, Scott Morrison must be breathing a massive sigh of relief. What a 3-year term or 4-year term he has had. Like, I don't think there's been a prime minister that's ever been through the turmoil that bloke went through. Floods, fires, COVID, bloody what else? Drought, so much.
I thought it's been a pretty quiet couple of years personally. But anyway, let's roll on. Politics is not part of our show. We are not going to spend enough time on it. Now, I didn't have a birthday this week. You didn't have a birthday, but I wanted to just share this image. Is this the coolest birthday cake you've ever seen?
Yeah, I love it.
Somebody has created a nice cream cake in the US with blue icing, and over the top is a photo layout of all the Hasbro figures.
Yeah. You know what's cool about that cake?
What's that?
Like that looks like a cake that was made in the 1990s. Like, look
yes,
at
it does.
Doesn't it?
But that's American bakeries, isn't it? That's the thing. Hey, also, I like to share funny stuff, and it kind of ties into a election. You know my dislike of the West Coast Eagles over here in the AFL. The election campaign with the hole in my buckets, dear Labor. Well, there's this going around a hole in my entire squad, dear West Coast, dear West Coast. Very funny.
Nice one.
Also wanted to share this, that anyone who's looking for this rock and sock figure, please buy it from me. I have it. I don't want it anymore. I'm willing to do a really good price. I don't know why it won't sell. I have a really good quality figure, and I've been advertising it really cheap, but no one wants it. Next time, I guess I'll just chuck it on eBay and see what happens. Somebody will buy it on eBay. And finally, James, before we get into the real nitty-gritty, we gave a shout-out to our mate Sam Evans, a local Perthite like me. He followed the page, which is cool to see somebody who's doing some amazing stuff. And I had a little look through his Facebook. How good is this?
Yeah.
That is incredible. So it's a
Cool.
picture of Rick Rude and Bobby Heenan. Bobby Heenan's face is one of the most messed up faces in figures. Like it gets so badly made. It's a bit of a Brett Hitman figure face that it doesn't seem to be, doesn't matter how you do it, it always comes out wrong. But that artwork is absolutely spot on. So
is he a full-time artist? Because he pumps them out. He's constantly listing stuff, not necessarily for sale, but showing what he's doing. And he must be. Well, they would take quite a while, I imagine. Because you've got to draw it, paint over it.
Look, so, I don't have an artistic bone in my body, mate.
Amazing work. I actually spoke to him and reached out and said, do you do custom work? And he said, yep. So eventually when my house is renovated, I'll be getting something. I don't know what yet, but one picture will jump out at me and I'll have it hanging on my wall.
You're going to get your head plastered on Macho Man's body, aren't you?
Ultimate Warrior. I'd say I look like Ultimate Warrior, mate. A bit better than Macho.
Yeah, maybe with a bit of face paint. Hey, shout out to Steve Campbell.
He's back.
Bit of knowledge.
I know.
Good evening from Slovenia.
Yes. Nice.
What's happening in Slovenia, Steve? I wonder what's happening. Rocco and a few others have joined us as well. Good evening to you all. Should we start the show, James?
Well, seeing as though I ballsed up where you actually live and where I actually live, you're on the west, I'm on the east. Where is Slovenia? So my geographic.
What's in Europe?
It's in Europe, yep. I know that.
It's very close to Slovakia.
Right.
Do you know where Slovakia is?
I went to school with a bloke named Slovakia.
No, you can't call them Souvlaki, mate. That's rude. It's Greek. That's racist, mate. You can't say that stuff.
Moving on. All right, well, let's get into the show. Hey, community news.
Surely community news has got to be better than that dribble we just carried on with.
News. And as always, big shout out to Go Figure Collectibles, the show's major sponsor. Use code FTU5 to receive your 5% discount off store wide. Jeff and his team work really, really hard. They went through a tumultuous couple of years during the COVID period, and they've come out the other side bigger and better. And let's get behind them and support Go Figure Collectibles. As always, we want to highlight our community, Figs Down Under on Facebook. It's a great group, great bunch of guys and girls who are passionate about collecting and supporting fellow collectors. So come over and join us on the Facebook group. Now, figure news, Chris. I thought it was a pretty quiet week, unless I've been living under a rock, but I've only gathered a few.
No, it has been a little quiet. I've added a couple through, but after Mania, there was a whole heap of reveals, so that normally lulls now. But there hasn't been a lot coming out. There's not a lot of stock in stores, not a lot of stuff buying and selling online at the moment. It's very quiet. So the ones you found are pretty cool, though.
I did. So I'm going to kick this up, and I want to get your opinion on this. So Super 7, our good friend Andre the Giant has made an appearance. What do you think of this release, and what do you think of the look of the figure?
I don't like it.
Neither do I.
It's his head, mate. His head looks wrong. He looks like somebody from the Addams Family.
He looks like, the Mario Brothers, the original movie, the big body and a very, very small head.
The Goomba.
Yeah, that's I like what they're going for, but it just hasn't paid off. So
it's also the articulation is going to be good because you can see the arms. There's going to be a lot of movement in the joint, but the body shape just doesn't look right either.
Yeah.
No, I think that hopefully that's an early work, and it's going to get better than that.
Yeah,
that's a bit disappointing. Even the chest doesn't look right. Come on, you got to lift your game, Super 7.
Yep. Come on, Super 7. You get better than that. Now, I found this interesting one. I know I've shared these guys before, but Foco.
What did you say?
Foco, F-O-C-O.
Yeah, just calm it down. That's the kids show.
They have just announced a limited edition run of 720 of the British Bulldog and Mean Gene bobbleheads. I think these look really, really cool. I won't be getting them, but these look really, really cool. A good office desk or a good office ornament, in my opinion.
I had a Hulk Hogan bobblehead on my desk for a while until it got broken by one of my students. So,
no, really?
Disappointing. Yeah, it just got snapped off. The head just got snapped straight off the peg. So,
were they the ones you buy from Kmart back in the day?
I don't know where I got it from. I can't even remember. But I had it on there for about 3 years, and then one day it came out and it was just in pieces. So,
oh no!
Unless it was the cleaners, they could have done that. Maybe they're not a Hulk Hogan fan.
Yeah. Or Andre the Giant fan.
Still angry about his heel turn at Bash at the Beach.
Yes. Now this line, everyone knows I'm a big fan of this line, even though we haven't seen a figure in hand yet. But his prototype figures and prototype announcements, every one of them looks, whether I'm into the wrestler or not, look outstanding. And he had a sneak peek of the Raven. Of Raven, not the Raven, of Ravens. That's from behind. That looks really, really good.
Yep,
really good. And the next one here. Now, this is a wrestler I have no time for or no desire to follow or even purchase, but that is a cool looking Hasbro-esque figure of Nick Cage.
Yeah, very cool. My only problem, James, is I still have no idea when I'm getting my first figures.
Yeah, I think actually, you know what? Give me 2 seconds. I saw something on Instagram today from Zombie Sailor. Give me a sec.
So while you're looking for that, just on the Nick Cage figure, I really like the broken light tube accessory. I don't know. Yep. I'm sure that will come out of the hand, but it's a really cool accessory. One I haven't seen before. And if that's the way the figure looks when it comes out, it's going to be sensational.
All right, here we go. So cargo container is expected to dock early to mid-June 2022. Shipping update. The cargo container containing Series 1 of Wrestling Heels and Faces is expected to dock at the New York port on June 7th. Once the truck delivers the contents to our warehouse, we will start boxing up and processing all purchase orders that same day. We expect to have all of the Series 1 figures shipped out to everyone within the next 2 to 4 weeks. Jeff Jarrett is in the final stages of production. Dan Housen's factory production figure is about 70% finished. We will post updates as we receive them. It's going to be very exciting these next few weeks when everyone has these in hand and are taken aback by just how good these collectibles are and can truly see the craftsmanship that went into them. So he's very confident. Hats 10 points for being very confident that we're all going to love him. So
look,
I'll have faith.
I'm getting a little bit frustrated. It's taking a long time, Zombie.
Yeah.
I reckon I paid for these probably more than a year ago, I reckon.
Oh no, I don't think that long, mate, to be honest with you. No, I don't think it was that long. But again, without sounding like I'm defending him, because I understand everyone's frustration, it is a bit long to wait. But it's a independent doing his absolute best, and Mattel have distribution issues. What would you expect?
If it was an Australian, we'd say that. We'd say, look, it's an independent. These things happen. But because it's an American, we say, hey, come on, lift your game, US.
Yeah. Okay.
With your Yankee Doodle Dandy, come on, we need our figures. So what else is taking forever as well as the Mattel Creations.
Well, that's not due for a while.
I thought that was due already.
The ring?
Yeah.
No, I thought it was 12 months from when you guys pre-ordered it.
I'm going to look into that too because I want my ring as well. This is one of the things that I think is affecting my collecting at the moment a lot is I'm buying stuff and then not getting anything for months and months on end. And I feel like, hang on, I don't have my normal funds for purchase, so I've just used them, but I'm not getting anything. And then I'm like, well, it's sort of deflating. It's sort of like, well, I'm frustrated. I'm not enjoying it, James. I'm getting
I think I'm used to it because I remember when I used to collect Hot Toys, the Hot Toys movie 1/6 car figures, they were, you'd pre-order it and you wouldn't get it for 6 to 12 months. So I was kind of used to that, but they were an unbelievable toy line. Unbelievable. I've sold them one since, and I'm glad I have because they take up too much room and my focus shifted. But yeah, I think I'm used to that whole waiting around and waiting for your figs.
Hey,